You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now we have some special guests in the building, some ladies from the Curly Girl Collective.
Let them introduce themselves.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning, R&B group.
Good morning, I'm Melody.
Good morning, I'm CHARISSE.
Hey there, Gia.
I'm TRACEY. And the Curly Girl Collective does the CurlFest, right, which is a huge deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this actually happens annually in Brooklyn. Last year, 25,000 people attended in Prospect Park in Brooklyn, which is, by the way, where I do my running club. Okay. And I was saying a couple of years ago, I was running through the park, and I was like, where are all these people coming from? There were people everywhere just walking around. Everybody was looking fly. Their hair was all dope. And I was like, what's happening in the park? And it was CurlFest. Yeah. So let's talk about how CurlFest started and exactly what it's about.
Before that, when I seen it on the schedule, when I heard CurlFest, I called Charlamagne. I was like, you booked this? He was like, why? I was like, because CurlFest, what is it about working out in the park?
CurlFest.
Because I thought it was curls and doing wigs.
Oh.
I didn't know it was curly.
We never got that before. That's a first.
What's on, lady?
Envy's brilliant.
What is CurlFest?
They say.
Yeah.
What is CurlFest?
CurlFest is the world's largest natural beauty festival.
And only.
Yes. And we celebrate and empower women with natural hair, like Black women with natural hair.
So what do y'all do? Is it all about hair products? Is it about a big
Natural-
party? What is it?
It's all of that. You
Beauty
know,
products.
it's everything. It's a party. It's people shop. It's a celebration of beauty, and it's an energy that you don't see anywhere else. And so we can't really describe it as a party or a picnic or a festival. It's an experience. You kind of have to be there to know what it's like. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it so special. It's not like anything else.
And just so you guys know, yesterday I was having a meeting, and one of the women that was in the meeting was like, and we weren't even talking about CurlFest. She didn't know you guys were coming up here, and she goes to me, man, I have got to get to CurlFest this weekend. My daughter wants to go so bad. It's a huge deal for women to have all these different products because, as you know, we've been having so many issues with just even going into drugstores, and our products aren't even in the same aisle with the other hair products. We're like in some other place. It's dusty. You got to bend all the way down. And so, we have them. We spend so much money on these items, and we need to have more information on it. Like, I know I'm always trying new and different things, that's natural, and also products for my hair, for my face, everything, my skin. So it's great to have people that you can trust, right, that actually care about us, that look like us, that are putting on an event like this. So how did this all start?
Well, that's part of why we started in the beginning. You said it all. Exactly. We were all talking like, and this is, 7 years ago at this point.
7 years ago
we
started.
7 years ago.
2010.
And we were all sort of newly natural. Some had just cut their perms off, and we were on an email chain because back then everybody wasn't on WhatsApp and all those things. And we were just emailing all day long about like, what do you use? I can't find this product. What, all these things. And after a while, we're like, we should just get together.
Right.
We should just come together and go to somebody's house and just figure it out. And so I think what you touched on is being in front of someone you trust. Instead of sort of hearing from go to the stores and figure it out. That's where it all started. So we got together in my house, and we actually where we met, because we never met each other. Right. We were all on email, so we got to the house and sort of fell in love with each other and decided to kind of keep going and do it in a bigger way.
That's where we created the idea, but you talked about it when you said the products are not even or weren't even at the time, because you can see now there's a shift, a pivotal shift in our definition and our presence in beauty. It really came from that, hey, we need to redefine our voice in beauty here. Where are the things that we need? We're only asking each other and ourselves, like, what do we need to do for our skincare, for our beauty overall? That starts from within. It's rooted in here for us because we've been sitting in between laps getting our braids since we were kids. But it's definitely bigger than that. And so as we have birthed CurlFest 5 years ago now, this is the 5th year anniversary, we've really even shifted from redefining our voice and the standard of beauty to transforming it. Here we are. We're at the you walk into Target and that's the first thing that you see.
Everybody's and it's interesting because all these companies are trying to market to us, but is it by us?
Exactly.
And they even try to look like it's okay.
Yeah. But now they're listening to us because they're at CurlFest, listening to what we have to say.
CurlFest is a real life focus group for these brands. So they're engaging with people face to face. People can let them know, look at the ingredients, say, oh, well, what's this? Right. I don't know what this is. I can't even pronounce this. But things that usually work for my hair are water, are oils, or so it's really interesting and intriguing to see brands interact with people.
Are men invited to CurlFest?
Absolutely.
I'm just asking. I know. I'm just
Men
asking.
are there in droves.
you
People
wanna
are
roll
there
with
to
the
meet
questions
their
today?
wives.
Men use our products too. Let's be
They
clear.
are
A
there.
lot of
I've
men
seen
use
them
our
there
products.
trying to figure it
Do
out.
you have anything for Charlamagne?
We have we actually have a
hair.
But Charlamagne, what do you do for your face and your beard when you go to the barber? You lining it up.
You don't want.
I know I shave because I got grades.
You don't want any. You don't want any.
Embrace the grays.
Not yet.
Be
Give me a minute.
natural.
Just turn 40.
And a lot of these brands are marketing to men also. They're
They're there.
starting men's line as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Shea Moisture Men
They have the
Actions. They're actually activating at CurlFest to speak to y'all. But I mean, absolutely.
Right.
They're there.
What was that original CurlFest like, though?
Oh my God.
God.
So the first
original-
one,
go
yeah.
ahead.
So the first one, it was we had two sponsors and like maybe 4 tents, and you couldn't tell us it was a success, right?
thought we were,
it was
right.
amazing, but it was a success for the time that in which it happened.
And 1,000 people.
And about 1,000 people came, and it was
We were floored.
it was amazing, right? And now you fast forward, and we were at 25,000.
In
Wow.
2017.
And that's in
year.
2017.
4 years.
And I know this sold out quick because people are like, I can't even get.
Yes.
2017,
It always sells out.
We literally crashed. So we had a site that we work with, I won't name it, and they were hosting our RSVPs. They crashed, said we cannot host. We can't host your site.
They
We
said,
literally
please take your services
elsewhere.
elsewhere.
Because we crashed all of our stuff. Yeah, so it's
That's
sold
probably the
out
nicest
within
way a black person has been told to take their services out
elsewhere.
there.
Within 10 minutes, we sold out. Under 10 minutes, we sold out
Right.
thousands of tickets.
And for women, our hair represents so much. Like you hear all these stories about in the workplace, you can't wear your natural hair.
We
It's
all
so
have a
funny you
story.
Say that because when we started, Tracy kind of touched on this, but the real backstory is that one of our very good friends cut her hair off, and she didn't know what to do with her hair, so she just started adding all of us that had natural hair, and it was very new at that time in 2010. Most people weren't really embracing their natural hair. Right? So she's like, what do I do with my hair? What products do I get? But then it evolved into, my boyfriend doesn't like my hair. My husband doesn't like my hair.
What'd she say?
Then it was, people at work, they're asking me to touch my hair, right? So before even CurlFest, we used to have smaller events that were like geared toward 200 people. And even geared towards 200 people on topics like main attraction, we invited men in. Tell us what you think about hair. Natural hair. Beauty, right. And we had 200 people, and it would sell out. And then we were like, you know what? There's a need for this. We need to reach more people. And that's when we had CurlFest years later. But we used to have smaller events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like natural hair when it's big. Like my wife, a few years ago, she wanted to go natural.
Oh, I remember
I
that.
don't like that little the beginning when it's like in the struggle
But
stage.
it has to be.
You gotta embrace all the
There
stages.
has to be a beginning.
You have to embrace all the
I
stages.
just I didn't.
It's
If you
deep
grew your
rooted.
hair-
Society's telling you it's not beautiful.
It wasn't. I just didn't.
You
I don't
could-
know.
you
But
should
now
come
you
to
see
CurlFest.
Lupita on
does need to
covers
come.
with that
She does.
TWA.
And you
It's
know
called
what?
a
And that
TWA.
really hurts a
TWA.
woman's
Yes.
feelings.
Teeny
And that's the
fro.
thing.
That
Yeah.
hurts her feelings. She even said it to me. She was like, I was trying to grow my hair out, but he said I gotta get a weave because I have
tell her she
struggle
gotta get a
hair.
weave.
We love weaves now. We love
Yeah,
our
Charlamagne,
protective
You
styles.
better stop
But-
lying on my wife. You lied on her
See?
twice this week. I'm telling her business because she did not say that.
I was there.
What
She said it
happened
to
then?
me.
What's the
That sounds like a
I
personal.
told her I like it when it's big. I can't wait for it to grow out.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
what he
that's
said.
not
But that
bad.
beginning stage,
okay.
anybody you have
Yeah,
seen that is
Charlamagne.
natural has been to where you're talking about. Like
Right.
that
First
first, like it's this much hair and you're not quite sure if you're still pretty. Like everybody talks about that.
And
Yeah.
you
Because
should.
it comes
you
from
know?
what society says about beauty. And so when you do that, it takes a level of courage. And so the women that are coming to CurlFest have a certain level of courage to even be in this place.
Right.
You know, because that moment you're
And even
talking
start
about.
that journey.
To even start the journey. And that's why sometimes you do see the braids and all the different weaves and things to get you through that.
It's a
and I think
protective
it's a protective
hairstyle.
style. And it gets you to a place where you finally, whatever that length is, you're like, okay, I got this now. you
And
know?
I hate when people do that. If I put a weave in, they'll be like, "Oh, why'd you get a weave? I hate weaves. You know,
It's
that's
all love.
fake. It's phony." And it's like, no, weaves are actually great for protecting your hair. If you're trying to grow
Exactly.
something out, you're trying to make sure you don't put too much heat on it, too many styling products, whatever.
Bring
And
me
that's
to
a
beauty
self-expression.
It's expression.
It's an accessory.
Like, we have yes, our looks are going to switch up with our creativity.
Weekly.
Yes,
Like,
if I
change
want to
all
look
the
this way in the
time.
office versus this way at the weekend, I'm throwing a wig wig on.
But what about wigs? I see a lot of women wearing wigs
Yes,
more.
they are.
Like, I seen a meme the other day. It was like, before it was old ladies wearing wigs. Now it's everybody has
That's
wigs
true.
on.
That's true.
It's all about
If
expression.
it looks nice, it's a good look.
Yeah.
As long
They
as
be
it's
cheating
Yeah,
with the
look
natural.
nice, though.
Listen.
They be cheating with the natural Afro wigs. Like it's the wig it
Why
look
is that
natural
true?
with the wig.
Yeah, because when it's little,
It might be that for the day.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think that's what's so dope about Black people, about Black women. We're versatile.
You can't
so if
outdo
we want to
us,
wear our
like-
hair short, you cannot outdo us.
You can't.
Do you ever get offended when white women take hairstyles that have been traditionally hairstyles we've used and act like it's something new? Like
Boxer braids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boxer braids.
I mean, you know what? It's not mad. I mean, I guess you can look at it as a form of flattery, but it is also speaking to the fact that, again, the standard of beauty is transforming.
Right.
Because it used to be that you could only look polished and nice if your hair was completely straight and laid, but now it's cornrows.
And it's like, also don't act like they invented cornrows.
Thank
like
you.
we haven't been doing
That's
this
the problem.
forever.
That's when it's a little
Give
weird,
credit where
yeah.
credit is due.
But Angela, that's when we remind them, like we've been doing this.
Very, very much so.
Right.
So tell them what
Do
the
you think
event
the
is.
beauty industry is like still lacking in the amplification of women of color in the industry?
I mean, I think it's come a long way. I think it's come a long way, but there's still a path to take, right? So we want to get to the point where actually this isn't a conversation, right? It's just we exist. So I think they're trying. I think some are trying more authentically than others, though. I think it's telling when you have a brand that's been doing X, Y, Z, and all of a sudden they've made that shift. Gotcha. And that shift is probably attached to finances. Like we spend a lot of money.
Right.
And I think the industry is starting to realize that we have a place in beauty, and it's okay.
So can anybody go, or is it sold out for this event this weekend? Is it because you said it broke the site? Can anybody go? Can I just pop up and go this weekend, or is it
So
sold
it is
out
a
already?
ticketed event.
Oh, it's a ticketed
but
event.
we do have a contest going on social media.
So you're sold out, but this contest.
We got it.
Tell them how to get there.
How can they get in now?
Well, follow us on Curly Girl Collective, #CurlFest. We'll be making an announcement very soon.
How many tickets did y'all sell? IRS ain't got no weed. All right. And well, give them the website one more time so they can hit y'all up again.
www.curlygirlcollective.com.
Are you guys not doing it in Brooklyn anymore after this? Because that would break my heart.
Ooh. Brooklyn is a staple.
That's our
perhaps,
home, but we're expanding.
Stay
Yeah.
tuned. There's other places.
Queens
other
is always better.
locations.
Oh, but it'll still be in Brooklyn, but maybe other locations in addition
Other
to
cities,
this.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All
Other
right.
cities,
You
yeah.
can't get out of Brooklyn
They
too.
about to go to
Next
Barclays
year.
now.
It sounds like a great place to meet women too.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Definitely
Meet your
is.
wife at
There's a lot of
CurlFest.
wifey conversations on Instagram about this is where I'm going to look for her. So,
Right.
A lot of beautiful women who their hair is laid in all different kinds of styles.
Yeah.
So
everything.
I'm telling you, I was like, where is everybody coming from? What kind of thing is going on in the front? Because everybody looks banging, and we bond so much. Like if you see a girl and her hair is popping, we have no problem being like, oh, I love your hair. Like
Right.
we
That's
always
how it
ask people, what
started.
products do you use? Because
Can I touch
my
it?
hair.
Can I
No,
touch
you
it?
cannot.
Can I touch your hair?
Solo said it best.
Boy, you just don't know how to talk to black women. This guy, man. Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
And the website again is curlygirlcollective.com, and we wish you guys the best. And next year you got to come a little earlier so we can really tease and really sell the Barclays.
We
Y'all
got to
gonna
do
do
some
Barclays
more
or the Garden
stuff
next
with
year.
you guys.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes.
I like your
Absolutely.
vision.
All
And you
right.
can find us on Curly Girl Collective on Instagram as well as Facebook.
And then next year I'll DJ, and then we know.
Even better.
Wait a
Wait a minute.
We don't let women make money off this event.
Let me get your card, MD.
All right. It's the
Consider
Breakfast.
it booked.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.